Hi, boys and girls. Welcome to our first Monday Focus on Pride session. So what we're going to do every Monday toward the end of the day, everyone in the school is going to stop and spend some time to focus on Brunswick Pride. And we're usually going to talk about our focus for the month and have a little bit more thinking around that and discussion around that. So if you remember at our first house meeting, we focused in on the yellow house, or Vitrium, which is the house of determination. And so we were learning how to be determined, and specifically we learned from Louie in the story that I read to you, from A Perfectly Messed Up Story, about how to be a flexible thinker. So we're going to talk a little bit more about what being a flexible thinker means. So most of us understand that our bodies can bend, or that we can make a wire bend in different directions. And when something bends really well, we call it flexible. What we often don't realize, though, is the thoughts in our brains can also be flexible. And that's a skill. And sometimes it can be a really hard skill to develop, but that's what we're working on, is how to make our brains a little bit more flexible. So when we think in a flexible way, it means we stay calm. And we try and figure out a situation. We do a little bit more thinking about it before we just react. So one thing we have to realize is that everyone has different thoughts and feelings and might look at a situation in different ways. We call that people have different perspectives. When we think in different ways about a situation, and when we notice how others may think about the same situation, we're being flexible. So we want to realize that there's not just one way to look at a situation. It's not always the first way we're thinking. We have to realize that other people in the same situation might have a different perspective or different thoughts on it. And then sometimes we need to change our mindset to have a better understanding, better thinking about it. So our flexible brain, I'm going to talk about a couple of examples, but sometimes people will do things that you may not immediately understand. And if you use your flexible brain, you can better figure out what they mean by what they're doing. So for example, if you are in the hallway or walking in line and somebody knocks into your body while walking past you, it may not mean the person is being mean to you. If you think about it, you may realize that the halls are crowded, or sometimes bodies just collide because there's not enough room for everyone to share space without touching each other, or somebody made a mistake and wasn't looking where they were going. It doesn't mean that they're being mean to you. When that first happens, some of us think, oh man, why'd they do that? And we get angry. But if we stop and stay calm and use our flexible brain and think about, why else could that have happened? That helps us better understand the situation. Or down here, there's a bunch of kids raising their hands. So sometimes you might think if a teacher calls on somebody beside you to answer a question, even when your hand is raised, it's usually because she wants to give everyone a turn. She wants to call on different students in her classroom every day, each day of the week. And so she doesn't call on you. It's not because she doesn't care what you have to say. It's because she has a lot of students and she's interested in every one of them. And she can't have everybody speak all at the same time. So your first reaction might mean that she doesn't like you, or she doesn't want to talk to you. But if you use your flexible brain and you stop and think, oh, well, maybe she needs to call on the other kids so that everybody has a turn because she cares about everybody in her class. That's using our flexible brain. So being flexible means you try and figure out how to be with others without always wanting your own way. So if you look at this little illustration here, they're at home, and this little girl, it's her bedtime, and Dad says, time to get ready for bed, Rayla. And she says, no, I have 3 more games to get to the next level. So she is being inflexible, which means not flexible. But if she stops and uses her flexible brain, here is a better example of what she could do. And Dad says, time to get ready for bed, Rayla. And she thinks, I'd rather keep playing, but Dad's right. I do have to get up early tomorrow. So being flexible means you think about what's best for you and you're thinking about other people around you. It's not just what you want and always getting your own way. So maybe if you think about your family's trying to get some takeout food, and you really, really want pizza. You want pizza delivered, and you always get pizza, and that's what you want. But maybe everyone else in your family is getting tired of having pizza, and it's time to give someone else a turn. So that's being a flexible thinker, is that we're not always doing and getting what we want. We're thinking of other people and thinking about how other people think and feel. Here is another example. Maybe you always have a favorite spot on the playground or something you always like to do. And here's what's happening in this. They say, I can't wait to play our game in our favorite spot. And then when they get there, there's other kids there. They say, hey, this is our spot, and we want to use it. And this person thinks, I need to be flexible. Things can't always go my way. And so instead they say, hi, we were planning to play cards here. Do you want to play too? So this is when they were kind of stuck thinking, when they weren't being flexible, hey, we get out of our spot. And this is being flexible. When they get there, they realize, I can't always have that same spot. And they come up with another plan, and they invite the kids to play cards. So sometimes we have to take an extra few minutes to figure out how we can be flexible. Sometimes we're used to our routines, and it can be hard to be flexible when there's a change in our routine. One example would be maybe here if this little boy is upset because he didn't get what what his mom always packs. He says, but mom always packs apple juice for me. Yes, it's no big deal. I like lemonade too. So he's being flexible. At first he was frustrated because he's used to having apple juice every single day. But then he realizes, it's okay. I like a lemonade too. So maybe something happened with mom and she ran out of the apple juice and she had to give him lemonade. So it's about stopping and thinking, trying to stay calm and thinking about it a different way so we can be flexible. Let's see what else I have for you. All right, here's a little chart that shows flexible thinking, which is what we want. It's when we're thinking of other people. And then usually people feel good when we're thinking about them. We get things done because we're not wasting a lot of time. And flexible thinking is an expected behavior. I know that this week your teachers talked to you about expected behaviors and unexpected behaviors. Actually, I read a little bit of a book to you about expected and unexpected behaviors. And hopefully you saw, or you will this week, the reflection sheets we're going to have you do when you are showing an unexpected behavior. We want you to stop and think about how that made other people feel. So stuck thinking is an unexpected behavior. And sometimes when we're in that stuck thinking, when we're not being flexible, we're thinking just about me. And other people feel tense or frustrated, mad, sad. And then the situation can be difficult and we don't get things done because we're stuck and we can't move on. So we don't want to be in stuck thinking. We don't want to be inflexible. We want to be flexible thinkers where we're thinking of others, people feel good, we get things done, and that's our expected behavior. So when we're inflexible, when you're with other people, that's an unexpected behavior. That's something we want to try to avoid. Okay, so what you're going to do now is spend some time as a group, as a class, talking about some times in the past few days where you've had to be a flexible thinker. All right, thanks. Hope you guys are having a good day.